You're in like a not my problem era, hey?
Yeah, a little bit. I woke up in a weird mood today.
I was like, you're very snappy.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell if that's a right now thing or just a today thing. Like,
I'm hoping it's just a today thing. I don't know what's going on. So it should make for a really interesting discussion today. Hello.
hi guys.
Welcome
To
back.
another episode of Sometimes That Slaps. I'm Mac.
I'm Jubes.
And I don't even think that was English when I said Sometimes That Slaps.
So how to find me?
Sometimes I say it so fast. Then I hear back on the recording, I'm like, what was that?
I'm sorry, what?
The pitchy perhaps.
Could you say it out louder for the people in the back? No, you get what you get. And you're not going to be upset.
Can I have some more, please? No.
Nope.
So today's discussion is something that I guess we played with for a little bit, but when we were planning out these next couple months, we're like, okay, yeah, let's just pull the trigger. Let's just do it.
Yeah.
So we're going to discuss the homeschooling versus public school trope.
But before we do that, happy birthday to me. Yesterday was my birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because it's on a Monday this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I'm 24.
Oh, my God, so old.
I think.
Yeah, you are 24.
I don't know.
I turned 25 this year, so therefore you're 24.
I'm 24. Bryce is
25.
25. Wild. I'm
Yeah.
getting him a cake, or I got him a cake that has the SpongeBob on it that says what's better than, or what's funnier than 24 or 25. I want to get that meme on there so bad.
Yeah.
But I don't know what cake shop to go to get that done.
There's one in Okotoks called Brown Sugar that might be able
Would
to
they
do
do
it.
that?
They're good to specialty cakes.
Okay.
You could discuss that with them if they do like printing like that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, whenever we did like printing type of cakes, icing cakes,
Yeah.
I think my parents just went to like Walmart or some kind of grocery store bakery.
Oh, okay. I didn't even think of that. Because I was thinking like
Mhm.
Dairy Queen, because sometimes they have like interesting cakes, but I don't know like
Yeah, I don't know if they can.
how ordering ahead of time goes.
Yeah. Yeah, it depends on what kind of. Yeah, you could try Dairy Queen. You could try like grocery store, see if they still do that, or I don't know if that was just like an early 2000s
I
thing,
hope
or if
they
that's
do. Or else I just have to like get some edible paper or something and just print it myself.
Yeah. But you have to make sure you have edible ink too.
Yeah, which I'm sure it couldn't be that difficult.
Yeah, I don't know. But there is a bakery in Okotoks called Brown Sugar. That's really good.
Yeah,
That they do a lot of specialty cakes. You might have luck there.
that would be good. Because I was also thinking of talking to one of our coworkers' moms.
Oh,
Do you think she would be able to do that?
she has the right machinery? Maybe, but
Yeah.
I don't know otherwise.
Because what was her like? It was a whiskey cake or whatever that she
Yeah.
made that was supposedly really good.
She mostly does whiskey cakes and cookies though. She doesn't do. I don't think she has a whole lot of like baked cake kind of thing. And so I don't know if she'll have the right technology for what you want.
Maybe I'll reach out and see.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that'll be fun. Good
So-
birthday Monday.
You feeling old?
At this very moment in time, no. My back has been really killing me today. So maybe also yes. I've been going for walks recently.
Mm-hmm.
Just like around our neighborhood because I find I'm like, oh, I don't leave the house very often, so I'm like, oh, I should just get up and move my body. So I've gone for a couple walks. Yesterday, I was like, my back hurts so bad from just like trying to stand up straight. Like my muscles just hurt. And then today they would almost like spasm to the point where I could almost like not stand up straight and like inhale. Like it was really weird.
Have you been like slouching a lot more recently, or
I guess.
And then so that was like a shock, or
Maybe.
is it just like, no, we're tired today?
It's just usually what happens. Like if I walk for a long period of time, my back gets really sore.
Shoot.
So yeah, 24 and going on 80, or 23 going on 80.
I wonder if getting one of those like posture kind of support jacket, I guess, or whatever.
Yeah.
I wonder if that would help or hurt.
I don't know, because I don't know that it would, like, it's just that my back muscles, I think, are too weak.
Yeah.
Like I don't use them enough.
I wonder if that's what I mean, if it would support it or not, because it's holding them in place.
Yeah.
And so you don't have to like roll and hold it in place
I don't
yourself.
have to do such a. Yeah, I don't know. It's been a consistent struggle for all of my 80 years. I just need to start going to the gym again. But
oh, have you fallen off a little bit?
Yeah, I have been trying. I got bored of the routine I was doing, so then I've had a hard time like going.
Yeah,
because I'm learning. I like to switch it up a little bit. Like if I do the same thing too many times, then I'm like I'm bored of this. But
would you meet with the personal trainer again to create a couple?
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I also feel like I haven't had a lot of time to get to the gym just because my sleep schedule's all messed up. So I have a hard time like waking up early to go to the gym.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But yeah, so happy birthday to me. You can leave your birthday wishes in the comments below.
You can send her a birthday card to blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, literally. We'll get a P.O. box just for today. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy.
But yeah, so I hope I did something fun and exciting and had a great day.
Yeah, so right now we were talking about brunch, but see if that follows through or not.
Yeah, I don't know, because it's on a Monday and people usually work Mondays, so I don't really know what to do. So maybe I'll just go get my nails done.
Have a Jubes day.
Yeah, I think I might go get some fancy nails. I was going to get a massage, but then I was like, no.
Why?
I just didn't really feel like I didn't want to be oily for the rest of the day. No, thank you. But then I was like, you could just shower. Well,
got a point.
No. But we'll see. I have no idea.
Fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't got any surprises like last year.
Yeah, last year was super fun.
Yeah. Last year was easier to plan too, though.
Yeah, because it was on a Sunday.
Yeah. I was like, book off the state.
Yeah, it was very simple.
Yeah.
But yeah, and everyone's just like, well, just do it on Saturday, or like, don't do it on your day. But I have a really hard time not celebrating my birthday on my birthday.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, well, it's not my birthday anymore.
Yeah.
Like if I wanted to celebrate my birthday on a different day, I'd just pick a random Tuesday and celebrate my birthday.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
I hope we're able to plan something for you.
Yeah, I hope we're able to do a brunch or something, or a lunch or something would be kind of fun.
Really fun.
But I was thinking of making a Facebook event.
Why
I've
not?
never done that.
Why not?
Yeah, I was like, that'd be kind of fun.
The worst is that people say no or that they can't or whatever for whatever reason. But
yeah,
why not just put it out there?
Might as well. Maybe I'll do that today, not the day that comes out.
Today of recording, not today of
December 12th.
Yeah.
Yeah, so fun, so exciting.
So fun.
What else is new with you?
Started working out.
Nice.
Yeah, got a gym pass now again.
Nice.
Felt good.
Yeah.
I was dog sitting the other week and I have a couple punch passes to some places in town.
Yeah.
And so I used up all those.
Nice.
I made a surprise drop into F45, and so I got to do an F45 workout with everyone again, and that was fun.
Yeah.
And then my boyfriend and I, we went and got gym memberships and stuff at the gym close to us.
Nice.
And it's really cheap. It's only $30 a month.
Yeah, that's nice.
I was like,
yeah, I know. Ours, the one that we go to, is weirdly expensive for what it offers. Because we have the cheapest, or I have the cheapest membership, I think, and it's $32 bi-weekly.
Okay.
So it's like $60 a month, and you like just get one free like in-body scan a month, and you get access to all of the equipment.
Okay.
But that's it.
Yeah, no, we have, I think it's like, the one I got to is also the most expensive tier, so the two options are either $15 a month or $30 a month. And there is an annual fee of $50, but like,
okay, yeah,
well, that's one time per year.
Yeah.
We got the $30 a month, so we have access to like the massage chairs, and I'm never gonna use a tanning bed, but we have access to tanning. We have access to in-body. We have access to
nice.
There's like a sound something room or whatever, a few other things.
Oh, interesting.
They have a whole bunch of these other perks and whatnot.
That's way nicer, because I think we do have a sauna and a steam room, but they've been under construction for a while, and I have no desire to do that.
Yeah, something we don't have is a sauna or a steam room, but we also, like, again, same thing, probably wouldn't use it as much.
Yeah, exactly.
And then also with the type of membership we got, like the black top tier or whatever membership, we do have access to talk with the trainer to create a plan for free.
Oh, nice.
So
yeah, that's sweet.
It's like, I'm like, this couldn't be better for what I need right now.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, ours is like everything is extra and the base is also super expensive. And then their drop-in's like $32.
Yeah.
And it's like, for drop-in? Like, that's insane.
And with mine, I can bring a free guest whenever I want.
Oh, that's way nicer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so my boyfriend's buddy, he can't really like bother to sign up right now. He can't really afford it. His life's kind of chaotic. And so, but he wants to work out, and so but we could just bring him with us every time.
Nice.
The way she offered it to us is that, like, it could have been that either myself or my boyfriend gets the black card, and then we're just the guest for each other.
Oh, okay.
So she was like, you could always do that. Yeah. But the only thing with that is that we both couldn't go to like the massage chairs together if we wanted to.
Oh, okay.
So if it really was like, how much do you care about the amenities, right? Because only the one person, the card holder, could use those. The
massage chairs, I think, would be kind of sick.
Well, and I can see us using them together like every once in a while. So that's why I was like, okay, well, it's $30 a month. It's not gonna.
Yeah.
It'd be $60 for the two of us for the month.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Right. So.
No, that's sick. I like. Last time I got a pedicure, I turned on the massage chair and it was nice. I was like, this feels great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, so it's just been that. And then, on the job hunt still. Lots of interviews. Got a working interview tomorrow of recording. And so, hoping that's it.
Yeah.
Hoping that's the end of my job search because
that'll be sweet.
It's been exhausting and I need money now.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. So I was also looking at, I found a job for a podcast manager for a girl who, Sarah Sociables.
Never heard.
Oh yeah, she just like goes around Calgary and like tries different things. She has a huge like Instagram page about it.
Oh, fun.
She's looking for a podcast manager in spring 2024.
Fun.
So I was like, I know how to do that.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking of applying for that. And she also has a job up. It's like 10 hours a week or whatever, and it's literally just like posting things to social media. But all I have to do is post them. I don't have to make them or do anything with them. I just have to proofread and post them.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can do that.
Yeah. You got the time.
I can do that very easily. And she's like, yeah, it's literally 10 hours a week and then the odd meeting.
Yeah.
And I was like, that is actually very doable. So I was thinking of applying for that because I was like, might as well.
Good for you.
Yeah.
That'd be really fun.
So
it's the creation of the post that gets the most exhausting.
And that's, if it was the creation of the post, I wouldn't even be thinking about it because it's literally just like making sure that it gets posted to TikTok or YouTube or Instagram, like
at the time it needs to.
Yeah. I was like, I can do that.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like I came to this like realization. I guess by this time our giveaway is like done, way done. 12, 13 to 11 days done. And it was like during the giveaway where it's like, it was all fine and dandy, but I was like, man, I don't think I could be the organizer of this for another brand. I just do not care enough.
Yeah.
Like, even though, you'd be getting paid for another brand.
Yeah.
I just do not care about social media enough.
Yeah.
For that to be my like full-time job.
Yeah. And that's really interesting hearing you say that because it used to be almost the opposite, it felt like, where you were kind of like our social media guru. Where you're like,
I still get it. I still know social media and I understand it.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely more exhausted by it.
Yeah.
Right now.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot. A lot.
Yeah. And it's like I guess it's also maybe phase of life, right? Like, I guess if you are getting paid to do that, it is easier to dedicate your time. But if anything outside of that, it takes up a lot more time than you think versus other tasks, right?
You're not like going to an office and dedicating 8 hours to just logging in every person who's signed up to your giveaway kind of thing.
So it could be like, phase of year, time of life, or just, I don't know, social media as a whole. Either it's like really fun or it's really annoying. And I think I'm just more in like an annoying stage. Like, I'm like, I just don't care to scroll. I don't care to do this, that, or the other.
Right.
Like, I'm on it because I have to be on it, not because I necessarily want to be on it. That's kind of where I'm at right now.
Yeah. So, yeah, I feel that.
So it could be other factors influencing that. But I was like, no, I just don't see myself doing that as like a career for like a company or something.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Like social media marketing, it's a bit of a headache at times.
Yep. And so that's kind of what I'm hoping. I don't know. I haven't even applied for this job, but we'll see. It was literally just like posting. Like you literally don't have to do anything. It's just someone making sure that, and then interacting with people.
Yeah.
If they like comment on it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, that feels easy enough.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah,
I can manage an extra 10 hours of something else. Like, it's really not that difficult.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be good for you to do something, I guess, else too. Switch up your routine a little bit.
Yeah, it just felt like I needed like something to get me out of the house a little bit recently.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, I'm not doing anything. And then like we haven't been recording as much because we've been like batch recording. So I'm like, okay, I edited all the videos and I'm like, well, what do I do now?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah.
Like you needed this like time or whatever to be at home and do your home stuff. Now that you're like there, I can see how it would be.
And like I don't need another full-time job.
No.
I'm still keeping very busy, but there is something that I would just like to have a little bit of more of an external purpose too.
Yeah, like a part-time or a quarter-time something rather.
Just a little bit extra.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? Might not even apply for it. I haven't decided yet.
You have until spring 2024.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to apply for the podcast manager.
Yeah.
But yeah, they don't even have the listing up. They're just like, these are jobs we might need eventually. Keep an eye out because we might need them sooner.
Yeah.
But, well, might as well toss my hat in the ring, get my name out there. Start building a podcast brand.
Personal experience from it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Kind of do this all the time.
Yeah, I'm like, that's kind of my main thing.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, it's really funny. I went to the eye doctor a couple weeks ago and he's like, so what do you do? And I was like, oh, I work from home. Oh, yeah? Yeah, I have a couple podcasts. Oh, and then, so,
oh, God.
I was at a sugaring appointment and my sugaring lady moved to Kelowna without telling me and that was devastating. So then I was with this other lady and we were talking about podcasts. And we were talking about my forensics one. And one of the topics, do you know Colonel Russell Williams?
No.
He was a bad guy in Canada. And her sister-in-law's sister worked with him and was just about one of his victims.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. They like found, like he had taken like photos of her in the shower, had like stolen her underwear, had like done so many things and like they had like photos and stuff and they like showed them to her and was like, this is you. Like he was kind of onto you. Luckily they were able to catch him before he did anything.
Whoa.
Yeah. I was like,
small world.
Yikes. That's really scary.
That's major yikes.
Yeah. I was like, oh, that's real scary. But yeah.
Wow.
I know. It's a crazy small world. I was like, that's insane that just like a random person that you just meet.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah. I kind of have like a personal connection to him somehow. I'm like,
an indirect personal connection.
Literally.
Crazy.
Well, it's also like there's one case that we did. That happened in Medicine Hat. Did you ever hear of the Jasmine Richardson? Yeah. I've definitely told you this before.
Yeah.
They were on their way to kill his family and his family was at my aunt's house.
Yeah.
And I was like, yikes.
Yeah.
Why'd you tell me that after the episode?
Oh, in the news, have you seen the cult that took over the school?
Mm-hmm. The Queen of Canada?
Yeah, the
or
QAnon
whatever.
cult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so scary.
Yeah. And I was reading more into them because I was explaining it to my uncle. And, we were having a conversation about them. And I'm like, so I was pulling up news articles to like better explain to him because I've only like seen a few videos of it.
Yeah.
And like somewhere in one of those news articles, you know, when like the trucker convoy was going on?
Yeah.
So some of her members tried to arrest police officers during the trucker convoy and instead got arrested for assault of a police officer. But under her Queen of Canada authority, they genuinely felt like they had the right to arrest a police officer because they were throwing over Canada.
I like have so many thoughts, and I'm so afraid to share them in case she finds this video and like hunts us down.
Well, all she would do was send us a thing being like, you have to remove this based off the Queen of Canada, or it's a criminal offense. You'll be set, like, a lot of her thing is like, you'll be tried and executed like a public execution. Like that's her shtick.
Oh my gosh.
She wants to publicly execute all officials.
Yeah, let's maybe not bring back public executions. Those can stay in the past.
She's like, bring back the guillotine. No.
I signed my petition to bring back the guillotine. Are you bored on the weekend? Here's this new fun family activity. Yeah. Well, that's what they used to do. They would give us a family activity.
Oh, the fact that the guillotine only like went away in like the 80s, 90s, even maybe even later in the France.
Yeah, it really wasn't that long ago in the grand scheme of things.
They abolished the guillotine only in like the I want to say the night. Are you gonna look it up?
I'm gonna look it up. I don't remember when it was, but it wasn't that long ago.
It was like we were almost alive or alive. It was kind of like it was abolished around the same time residential schools were.
Oh yeah. The last person to be executed by government via guillotine was September 10th, 1977 in France.
Yeah.
But it was France's standard method of judicial execution until the abolition of capital punishment in 1981.
Yeah.
Wild.
Right?
That's not even 50 years ago yet.
I know.
That's crazy.
I know. So, Queen of Canada, she wants to bring it back.
Yeah. Oh man, it's just so. That whole thing is just like,
but they were kicked out of a small town bordering Manitoba, but they're in Saskatchewan, and then they moved over to the town bordering Alberta. So it was only like an hour or something from Medicine Hat. Like it was really close.
Oh, wild!
It was like right on the border.
Yikes!
Just like north of Medicine Hat.
Yeah.
And then now apparently they're on like some small farm or whatever.
Oh, I thought they were still in that school. I thought they'd like barricaded them.
They've gotten kicked out of the school now. They've left the school.
Okay.
But now they're in some farm in the area.
I'm so intrigued by this because it feels weird to be a part of history because this could be like the new Waco or the new Jim Jones or the new like.
That's what people are explaining it to as Waco.
Yeah.
Right? But
Waco wasn't dangerous.
Yeah,
though.
that's the difference. That Waco was a relatively peaceful. It was just like a cop who had a vendetta because he failed a whatever.
They literally, that whole mess.
It was like, I'm not getting enough guns. Waco has guns. Let's attack them.
Yeah, pretty much. And then they were like, oops.
Whereas like she's like genuinely threatening to like kill public officials just because she's the queen and she says so.
Well, like.
And she's in cahoots with some cult in the States. I think it's out of Colorado.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So like that cult in the States and her, like they're in cahoots about like creating some sort of like union of like North America.
Oh, I cannot wait to watch this develop. From a safe distance.
Yeah. But if you want to know more on like if you want to know more of like where she's from, like QAnon, there's actually a documentary on Netflix about QAnon.
Oh, interesting.
It's called Down the Rabbit Hole. Something like that.
Interesting. Yeah. I have family members who fell down the rabbit hole. Mm-hmm. That was fun.
Yeah. It depends on how far deep you go, and you could be joining the Queen's. Is it Gambit? Is that just the show?
That's just the show.
Okay, then what's this Gambit mean though? Like, what's it?
The Queen's Gambit is a move in chess.
Oh, it's a move in chess. Okay, so what's the Queen's people? What's the word then?
Like court.
I think that's what I'm thinking of. The Queen's court.
The Queen's.
That's what I'm like. Is Gambit the proper word, or is that just the show?
Because that was the show, but I'm also pretty sure that the Queen's Gambit is like the special like technique or move in chess.
Yeah.
Because that show was actually pretty good. Did you ever watch it?
Very good. I loved it. Yeah. Well, the Queen's Court's also a show.
Oh really?
Yeah. I don't know, but the Queen's people.
Yeah, entourage.
You be part of her founding fathers of the new North America.
Yeah.
You want to join her cult?
Wow, I'm so excited.
Yeah. But apparently in this town, people who had like semi-trucks, they would like blare on the horns until the horns like stopped working. Like that's how loud the townspeople were being.
Like during the convoy? Or just
during the getting her out. Getting them out of school.
I didn't know horns could die.
With enough fucking blaring.
Huh. That's something I've never even thought about.
They blared until they had no more horn.
How does a horn work?
It has something to do with air, I thought. Like if you think of like a bike horn,
Yeah, okay,
it's like you're
that's
pushing
true.
air through a small thing. So I can
That's
only
true.
imagine in a truck, it's a
It's just
similar
kind of the
system, but
similar
like
thing.
modified.
Interesting.
So if you break that vessel, if there's enough force going through it that it expands or whatever, so it's not going to horn anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to say. That's just based on like deductive reasoning. I'm like, that's what my brain
kind of
pictures.
makes sense. Huh, interesting.
I'm sure if I ask my boyfriend about that tonight, I'm going to get a whole lecture on how it works, but sure.
How horns work. Record it and post it to our Instagram. That's how horns work, in case any of our listeners cared.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Okay, so
To get into discussion.
yeah. We are not talking about the Queen of Canada today. We are talking about school.
Wrong podcast. If you want to know more about the Queen of Canada, I'm sure Jordy will eventually do something on what the forensics.
To our list for sure.
It's just
for sure
fascinating.
It's just I would like to know why she feels she's the Queen of Canada. You know?
My nice thing is she's an immigrant. She's from the Philippines.
Yeah, right?
And so
Is
I
she
don't know.
I thought there was also something where she's like from the Philippines, but she thinks she's like Native American or indigenous.
Yeah, she's claiming that she's like indigenous.
Right.
Or Native American. She's also claiming she's an alien, so you know.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
There's a few pieces going on here. A few gears that are spinning that maybe don't function though.
Mm-hmm. Maybe just a few.
Maybe.
I wonder if it's like the guy who like killed a bunch of people on a Greyhound bus because like as like a spirit told him to or whatever. I wonder if she's suffering from the same sort of delusion.
Schizophrenia?
Was he diagnosed with schizophrenia?
I don't know.
But yeah, something like that.
Oh, that case that I was almost a part of, it should be done now.
Yeah.
I know what the final verdict was.
Ooh.
That would have been so cool. I would have loved to be on jury duty for that case.
Right? What was his name again? Scott?
A giveaway. The last, it starts with like a day.
Calgary?
Something a day.
I don't even know what to begin to Google this.
ADEY. 26-year-old killing Vanessa is the woman's name, I think.
Oh, okay.
26-year-old man. Oh, what was his first name? Michael Scott a day or something? Michael
Scott?
No, I mean, you know what I mean? It's like something Michael something a day. 2 English names and then an African name.
Right. Oh yeah, Michael John Adenyi.
There it is.
These are all from 2022.
Michael John. That wasn't bad.
You were very close.
That wasn't far.
Yes.
Because the other guy was Levi Scott. That's it.
Oh, okay. It's a very white name.
Yeah. He was Native American, I think. I
Interesting.
think he's like a mix, like a Métis mix or something.
Okay. Yeah, they haven't said anything yet. Just that he was charged with first-degree murder.
Ooh, so it could have gone longer into the case.
Yeah, I think so.
Fascinating.
They did find him fit to stand trial.
Okay, so the NCR is not happening.
Yeah, but that was April 4th, 2022.
Okay.
It's
on trial right now. It was supposed to end like November 20th. Like that's what they scheduled it.
Yeah, and then 5 days ago there was a news article that said that his trial was set.
Interesting.
That doesn't make sense. Last updated November 18th.
I want to know what happened between then and now.
Yeah. It said he will be facing a 4-week trial after he was expected to face a jury in October 2023.
Yeah, that was me.
And then that's it.
Interesting.
So
We'll keep tabs on it.
interesting.
But yeah.
Oh.
Huh?
Oh, never mind.
Okay.
Never mind. Yeah, so
today's discussion, which is not cults or NCRs or
yeah. Switching from true crime to public schooling.
Okay, but here's the
That
thing.
was not a
No.
segue.
No, but here it is. If you're a cult, you are teaching your children from your home.
Oh, indoctrination.
And so we're going to talk about homeschooling. Public education.
Weak, but okay. So yeah, we decided to have this like hot topic conversation because I was homeschooled and Michaela went to public school and was raised by a teacher.
Yeah.
I guess you could say I was also raised by a teacher.
Yeah, not based
But-
off of like technically yes, it's her job,
Kinda.
but not like her
She didn't go to
government
school
official
for it.
job.
Yes, her government official job was a massage therapist.
Yeah.
For a year.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then you're also your mother-in-law, or I guess best, what do you call her?
Yeah.
She's also a teacher.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been a very interesting. And then like my uncle's husband is also a teacher. So there's been lots of teachery aspects.
Surrounded by the public education system.
Yeah. But yeah, so I was I was homeschooled. I did kindergarten and preschool at a Montessori school. And then I did grade 1 at public school, grade 2 and 3 at home, and then I wanted to go back to public school so bad. So I went back for 4 and a month of grade 5. I was getting bullied, so I left grade 5 and went to homeschool until grade 9, and then I went to public school 10, 11, 12.
So you had a fairly even mix then.
Yeah.
But you still say that homeschooling made a foundational part of like who you are now, though.
Yeah. I definitely would be a completely different person to who I am now. Homeschooling, it gives you the space to challenge students, like, because I texted my mom and it was quite funny because I was like, I just wanted to give an accurate I didn't want to like put words in her mouth of like why she homeschooled us. So I was like, why'd you homeschool us? She said, I homeschooled you because I didn't like the person you became at school. Your class was so big and you were so smart, but you needed to be pushed a little. And then my siblings were also homeschooled, and she said the other two got homeschooled because they were feral and school would have crushed them to a fine dust. Which is fair and accurate.
Crushed them to a fine dust.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, feral is a good way to describe me and my siblings when we were younger.
Yeah. Feral farm kids.
Literally.
Rural Alberta.
Literally just wild banshees.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like that was when we were discussing me coming back from public school in grade 5, Mom was saying that like, oh, we could do like fun spelling tests because I was a weird kid. And she's like, you could spell like grade 6 words instead of grade 5 words, or you could do this, or you could do that, and just kind of like appealing to the part of my brain that was like, yes, I want to be challenged, because I was the kind of kid in grade 1 would be like asking my teacher for homework. Yeah, because I thought that's what school was supposed to be about, was like homework. I was super excited about that.
To do school at home.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Weird kid. But like, I'm really, really thankful that I didn't spend the rest of my schooling at that school, especially because it turned into like a sports academy. So like half the day you do school, half the day you play a sport. And I don't like sports, so I wouldn't have been good. And my class was so big, and like I still have one really, really good friend from that grade, but or from that school, but I don't know where I was going with that.
Yeah.
Start your Christmas shopping early with Dyson. If you're not familiar with Dyson, they sell fancy vacuums, hair straighteners, and so much more. If you're looking to save some money on Dyson products, now is the time. These deals are valid for a limited time only, so hurry over to sometimesciabattaslaps.com for more information and links to the Dyson website.
And on the flip side, I kind of had more of an experience that most of our listeners had. We did a poll on our Instagram, and it was overwhelming how the ratio of homeschool to
it was 93% were public school, and 7% were homeschooled, and one of those was my sister.
Yeah, so for my education, except I would say mine was slightly different because my mom was a teacher. Yeah, right, and so we grew up, whatever. My mom stayed home while we were really young, and then she got back into work right when we were around preschool age, and so my mom was actually my preschool teacher. Oh, yeah. And this was in small town Manitoba, so it wasn't a big deal. She would also tutor kids for a minute there at our house. And then she got a job at an elementary school as like the gym teacher. And so we started at that elementary school when we were of age. The only year that was different between me and my sister is my sister went to the preschool beside our elementary school
Okay.
for the year and a half or whatever that it was like difference for my mom starting her contract at the school system.
Oh, okay.
But for me, it was no different because my mom started at the school the year that I started kindergarten.
Oh, nice.
So, or very close to. So, like, I always had my mom, like, all throughout elementary school and before that.
Yeah.
And so it was fun. Like, I don't know, like, doing regular school thing. Like, that was a small country school where we had more, like, feral farm kids and stuff like that. I have this one guy who I was friends with up until, like, I think we graduated high school and we just kind of stopped talking as, like, adults.
Yeah.
We would talk all throughout growing up and whatnot. He would come to school every day with a new scab.
Yeah.
From something that he did. A lot of it involved a quad.
Yep. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. But always came to school with a new scratch, a new scab, a new whatever from just being a feral country kid. But overall, I would say our education at those schools were really good. Like, yeah, because it was small enough, it wasn't oversized, right? Where you said you're not being challenged. Yeah. We had 13 kids in our class. Yeah. It was like, there was 100 kids in like the school total, right? And so all of our teachers were really hands-on. All of our teachers knew me on a personal basis because of my mom. I would spend after school at the school. I would blah, blah, blah. So my education or my experience of education was really good. Of course, you deal with like the occasional bullying, quote unquote. But even so, I wasn't like a heavily bullied student. Yeah. My first experience of being like excluded was in first grade. Yeah. But it didn't like fundamentally change me or to the point where I'm like, I don't want to be here anymore. Right. It was like, I carried it with me subconsciously for longer. Yeah, as you would. But that's going to happen at some point in life, regardless of if you were at home for your entire upbringing or if you were in public education. Yeah, exactly. Because it's going to come a point where you hit the real world and you're always going to experience some form of bullying. It's just a matter of, do you have the tools then to adjust or deal with it in a healthy way? Yeah. Right. So that's the benefit where I'd say like, oh yeah, if you have those tools at homeschooling, if you're able to teach that and process that there, I could see why that would be of benefit than if you're like, I feel stranded in the public education system. Yeah. And so, like, I definitely like, I didn't really notice that like I wasn't being challenged, but if I had stayed and consistently gone through that, then yeah, I would have, I would not be near as smart or as dedicated as I am today. Yeah. Because like, yeah, I don't know. You just like, it really helped me in university. Yeah. Because I was able to just sit down and work and I knew how to teach myself. So when professors weren't teaching you, I was able to like do it myself kind of. And see, and so what I was always told, or I'm going to go off of that too. What I was always told is that even though public education was just like the move for my parents, my mom's a teacher, she teaches in public education. She believes in public education very heavily, especially at that time. Yeah. Right. And then my dad, of course, also believes in public education. So that's why they chose the route, because it's what worked for us. But had I stayed in Manitoba, there's a strong chance that I would have not moved on to another country high school with my friends. They would have sent me into the city. Yeah. Because they both believe that the schools in the city had more opportunity, which is true. They do, yeah. In hindsight, when I talked to my friends who did continue at those public school, like the country school and stuff, and then I talk about what I did after moving to Alberta, our schooling experiences were like night and day different. Yeah. And so that's where I can see is like for both sides of the argument are public education I can see is good as long as you have a good public school. On the flip side, homeschooling is good as long as you have a good homeschooling person, right? A parent who can do it in a way that is proactive. So there are both sides, but where public school system gets bogged down is especially now, everyone's a burdened. Yeah. And it's very linear right now. Like read and regurgitate, and that's all you got to do. Yeah. Like there's not a lot of, majority of public schools aren't challenging anymore. It's just like, just get by. Yeah. And that leads for a clusterfuck of personalities struggling in a building for however long. Well, and it doesn't teach you any life skills because as soon as you graduate, you're like, okay, great. Like, I know how to write a test, but there's not a lot of written tests in real life once you graduate high school, right? Like, there's no point where like reading and regurgitating ever comes into play. Unless you do university.
Unless you do university again.
And I found, in my personal experience, university was worse for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was when I really honed in my ability to read and regurgitate, and I stopped learning, especially when COVID hit.
Yeah.
And everything was online, and you could do everything open book.
Yeah.
And you're just like surviving to get through, but you weren't actually learning anything. And there was like no chance for like test rewrites or like whatever. Like you, I feel like a lot of like public education and universities have lost the learning aspect. They're just in it for the numbers of like, oh, because my school was big on, we have 100% graduation rate. We need to keep that up. That's why our graduations were held in September, was so that anyone who wasn't set to graduate could do summer school and still graduate.
Yeah.
Which I hated.
Well, because they get bonuses for having high achieving students.
And like
it's a financially beneficial for them to make sure that as many people pass as possible.
Yeah.
But it's like,
but you're not really looking out for the students because you're not making sure that they're learning.
No. And I know this is talk about like public education, but I think university falls under public education. Especially if you do that jump from homeschool to that, you kind of got to be prepared for this. It was just more restrictive. I found, like, even though universities talked about like, oh yeah, you get to be your own person, you get to grow and you get to do these things as an adult. I felt more suffocated going through university than I did high school.
Interesting.
I felt my creative thought was squashed more. I realized how many more limitations there are in the world to get where I want to be.
Yeah.
I realized it's like, oh, I just have to jump through the hoops and put on the face and be the person and be all flashy. And it just, it felt so inauthentic.
Interesting.
I had fun at parts of university, like I did my Finland and everything.
Yeah.
But when it came to the actual education, I felt like I wasn't learning anything super beneficial.
Oh, okay.
At times.
Yeah. I did not have that same experience in university. I felt like I was learning so much, and it wasn't until I graduated that it was glaringly obvious that like there is actually no application for what you learned, because people have created this system where what you have doesn't actually matter.
Yeah.
So it wasn't until I was done. But when I was learning it was really cool. It was just frustrating because my university didn't offer a lot of classes that I went to it to take.
Yeah.
So like that was annoying.
Yeah. But like, and maybe I was in the wrong program, and I realize now, like with what I'm doing now, I was, right? But even so, to get into the program that I wanted to do, it was like, oh, congrats. Like, you did really good in high school, but you didn't do good enough for the program you want to do. So you're going to have to redo a bunch of stuff.
Right.
And at that time, I was like, fuck you.
Yeah, no.
Redo. Like, I did it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was 1% under the
That's
average.
So dumb. This might be like an extremely hot take, but I don't think there should be that much pressure on high school. Because you don't use any of it once you're done. You're not actually being taught life skills, which is where homeschooling kind of comes into play, because you are able to focus on, like, you're able to learn what interests you and what can help you do that. So like we would have it where our class would start at 9 a.m. Like we would do school from 9 a.m. till noon, and then we just play outside for like the rest of it. But we were like, mom would have us help around the house and do so many things. So we were able to have like life experience without it just being like being forced to sit at a desk all day for school and then come home and then you're exhausted and you just want to like do things, but you have to eat supper and do homework and then go to bed and do it all again the next day.
Or if you're wired, right? And if you grow up in that system and then life throws hard things at you, then you're going to crack, right? Because you don't have that time management, emotional management, because you just have to get by.
Yeah, very much.
And you're being trained from 5 years old until 18 to just get by.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and it's very I've been watching a lot of like movies and books and noticing a lot of themes in them of like the rebellions and stuff. And so I feel like, not to get political, a lot of the schools are just teaching you not independent thought. Like you get taught this, you accept that, you regurgitate it, that's what it is. There's no room for creative thinking, creative outlets, independent thought. Like, okay, like you said that in your school you were able to say, this is why this is wrong. Or like you were able to talk to your teachers and like they would have Kate convince me why I'm wrong, why you're right, or whatever.
My experience in high school, was very much that. Like, of course, there was a certain amount of read and regurgitate because it's a standardized testing system.
Yeah.
Right. But I do feel like my teachers that I had were very lenient, and they understood that, like, okay, this, because you got this bad mark, that doesn't mean you're a bad student, and that's it, and that's all for you.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of room with my teachers that I had where it's like you could do something extra, or you could do it in a different way, or you could have like you could switch to like I had some friends who switched to online schooling because the classroom setting wasn't good for them. They worked better alone when they're not distracted by everyone else. And so I felt like I had a really good high school from the sense of there were lots of options for you to take as long as you were serious enough to take them. Right.
Yeah.
And so, for example, I damn near failed every math test I took in 10th grade.
Yeah.
But my math teacher's like, I know you're not stupid. And so I retook so many math tests in 10th grade.
Yeah.
So because she's like, I'm not failing you because I know you know this. I just know you suck at these tests.
Right. And see, that's something that I feel like a lot of teachers and a lot of the schools have forgotten is that just because you do, like, a lot of people have test anxiety. So it's like they're not accurate ways to like measure intellect. Yeah. Like there's so many different things, and a lot of people might not be school smart.
Yeah. Because I would do the worksheets and I would do okay on the worksheets, and I get to the test and bombed
and just lose everything. Yeah.
And the same thing happened in my university stats class.
Yeah.
I was doing all the worksheets. I was doing good.
Yeah.
And I get to the test, 50%. I'd be like,
yeah. And like, that's so annoying.
And so I got an overall bad grade in stats, but I was getting like 80s on the worksheets that are only worth 10% of your overall grade.
Right. Yeah.
Right. And it's like I showed up every day, I tried, and I still did bad because I misread or I misinterpreted something on a test.
Yeah, because you like it's tests, and tests are stressful, so you're just like running on anxiety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so from that standpoint, and yeah, you could argue, oh, you're just being whiny or blah blah blah. But it's just like, if it doesn't work for everyone, why are we making everyone do it?
Well, and so many people I know have like one of my cousin's girlfriends, like she was in school to be a teacher, and she's like, I don't align with what the education, like what I'm learning to be a teacher. I don't think this is beneficial to the kids. Like I can't do this. And even with Bryce's mom, she's like, I don't align with what they want me to do. Like they've kind of lost the whole thing of like school is for kids. They've completely lost that. Yeah. And so she was just like, I can't do this anymore. And it's really disheartening to see, because there are some really good teachers out there who would like,
they're just burnt out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Underappreciated and overworked.
And so that's where I think the homeschool movement is kind of really coming in. Like I know most people I talk to who are our age, right? And who have kids or are planning to have kids. Yeah. A lot of them are working towards the option of homeschooling. Yeah. And maybe that's just our circle. Maybe it's not our age as a whole, or I don't know. But yeah, I think it's seeing more and more of like the homeschooling so that you can have control of, I guess, what your child is learning, or like how they're learning. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like, like public school systems have become so like muddled almost that they're just trying to make everyone happy, and so many people are just like falling through the cracks. Whereas with homeschooling, you can very much individualize it, where like with me, mom was able to teach me things that a normal 4th grader or 6th grader wouldn't have learned. Like while I might be lacking in other areas, I was excelling in these ones. So we were able to kind of individualize it. And so if you have like a gifted student who can do that, that's great. But if you also have someone with like a learning disability or whatever, you can take the time to work with them, and like they don't feel like the peer pressure of like the embarrassment of not knowing this and then being held back a grade. You just like, well, and you kind of hit the nail on the head there with the disabilities, is public school funding for educational assistance is null. There's like nothing. There's nothing. If you have a learning disability, tough luck. You don't have an EA. Yeah, and you just kind of get pushed through, and then you don't end up learning anything, and then it's just like it's not fair to the kid to do that. But then with homeschooling, you also have to make sure that whoever's doing the teaching is knowledgeable enough to do the teaching, and that there's things in place to make sure that they are actually learning and actually moving forward, and like there's still some sort of structure, I guess. And also finances. Are you able to be on a single income?
Yeah, and that was something that I didn't like. We had one of our listeners respond, and she's like, if I was able to homeschool my kid, I would absolutely love to, but I can't work and homeschool my kid.
Mm-hmm.
And that was something I'd never really even thought about.
Yeah.
But it makes complete sense that, like, it's hard enough to have one stay-at-home parent, much less one stay-at-home parent who then does the teaching.
Well, and even my parents, like, my mom's a teacher, so she very easily could have homeschooled us for years, right?
Yeah.
But no, there comes a point where it's like, no, we need money. You need to work again, right?
Yeah.
And so we just do your best and try to pick a good public school.
Yeah, exactly.
To the best of your knowledge, right?
And that's like that's why we ended up going to public school for high school, is because mom's like, it was either you sit in front of a computer all day, or you don't really do anything and you just try and take your GED.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, well, why don't I just go to public school and do that?
Yeah.
And then, I'm really happy with the way it went, where it was like homeschool, public school, because it gave me a really easy, I don't know, like, not like to socialize, but it kind of made the transition to either easier.
Yeah.
Almost.
You had a taste of each.
Yeah.
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 I think, so I have a really good friend of mine who is homeschooling her kids right now because her daughter would have been thrown in the midst of all the COVID on and off stuff. Mm-hmm. And so for their thought process, it was originally like, why throw my kid into public education just for them to be at home all the time?
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So, and it's working well for them. And I can kind of see myself, hopefully, I mean, I'm so far from having kids.
Yeah.
But granted, I can afford it. I can see myself homeschooling for, I'd say maybe up until 6th grade or whatever. Mm-hmm. Just so they have a good foundation. They know how to think. They kind of get like the basics down.
Yeah.
And then they're able to go and take those foundations into a social setting and navigate public education on their own from there.
And it also was nice because I was talking to my sister about this, and because she also had like the COVID experience where she was in grade 10. So her first year at public school, COVID happened halfway through and she ended up going home. And so she was like, guess I'm homeschooling. Yeah. So she did she was through the public school the whole year they were online. And then the last year she went to the outreach school, which is kind of like a weird combination. But she went there and finished, and she ended up graduating early because she was able to like work at her own pace. But it's not something that one's very hands off, where you don't have anyone helping you at all. And like there are some teachers there, and she's like, that one's not beneficial for everyone, but it was beneficial for her because she was like, I have 1 year left, like just get it done, graduate early. And then it gave her the opportunity to start working at her job and working towards like her university and like doing all of those things.
Yeah.
What she really liked.
So I guess going back with your kids, do you think you'll homeschool?
I don't know, actually.
Yeah.
I don't really know. I haven't made up my mind. I shocked my mom by saying that I would homeschool my kids because the way public schools are going right now, they're scary, and like there's a lot of you just don't know, especially living in a big city, like the people that they're going to school with, and I think that's also part of the reasons that mom like homeschooled us, is so that we didn't fall in with like the wrong crowd or whatever.
Yeah. And
so Sheraton did mention that she was like, she liked homeschooling because it allowed her to grow into herself before she was put into a room with a bunch of other people who are also trying to figure out themselves. So she was like, I was able to make good friends that I'll probably have forever because I knew who I was. Like, I know who I am. Yeah. In a sense.
And on that same token, though, like, I think like every kid in public school has whatever, but I would say I always kind of knew who I am. Like, I usually, like, there was a long stint of time where I've always had good friends. Yeah. My like ratio of good friends to bad friends is like, maybe I had like 5% bad friends, but it didn't ruin my character or ruin my life or anything like that. Like I could tell when something was like enough, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to be around you anymore, and I would walk away. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And that's someone who comes from public education solely. Right? And so I can see both. Yeah, it was really good with Grelin and Sheraton. But I honestly don't know what I'm gonna do. I have no idea. Yeah. But like I might. It would just depend on
what sort of like homeschool facilities there are around. Because I'm not the kind of person who can just like make up my own curriculum and just like freeball it.
Yeah.
I like some sort of structure and direction for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. They've kind of, I don't know. I don't know.
And I guess, I mean, there's also a certain amount of level, like, from, I guess, myself, which is why having a teacher as a parent is the difference here. Is where I was in public education day to day, right, for most of the year. I was doing schools during the summer because my mom had workbooks. Yeah. And we were required to do workbooks, like, every summer.
Joy.
To do that and stuff. And it was during the summer, it's like, oh, now you get your life experience. Now you're going to learn how to woodwork and you're going to learn how to do this and you're going to do this and do all the hands-on stuff. We lived in the country, right? You have to do certain things in the country or you'd play. Like, you'd find ways of play. Yeah. But that's what I think is what is missing with school now, kids now, is that we're also technology bogged down. There's no hands-on play learning outside of it. So you go from like a crazy school system where every second kid has something, right? Yeah. That either going on life, blah, 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 finances, or mental or emotional. And then you go home and you're being overwhelmed by technology that is almost too old for many kids at times, right? And or you're not in a place where you can do anything hands-on or learn any practical skills. You just kind of get like, you have a parent who's stressed out, so they pass you a device, and you're like, "Okay, deal with yourself," but you're not really dealing with the problem. Anything.
Yeah, and so that's also another issue where kids are not meant to sit in a desk for 8 hours a day and just sit and behave. And so, like, if Graylin had gone to public school for the entire time, he definitely would have been diagnosed with like ADD and like oppositional defiance disorder because he just didn't respect the authority of teachers. Yeah, and like all of these things, but because he'd never had to deal with those like stigmas. Yeah. Yes, we had to deal with the homeschool stigmas, which were kind of fun. But like, you know what I mean? Like it would just, but yeah, we were also very fortunate to be in a setting where our mom could stay at home with us and teach us.
Yeah. But do you want to get into some of the polls from our listeners?
Yeah. Yeah, we have so many replies. It was awesome. If you're an avid hiker like me, you're going to love Fire Maple. Their products are crafted to be the most reliable and high-performance gear possible, so you can explore the world with ease and energy. Their philosophy is that outdoor cooking should be just as straightforward and satisfying as indoor cooking. That's why their camping cookware is thoughtfully crafted to ensure that you can enjoy your meals no matter where your adventure takes you. Right now, you can get $99 off shipping if you live in Canada and $5 off when you sign up on their website. Head over to sometimesciabattaslaps.com where you can find links to their website so you can start your holiday shopping and maybe grab a couple things for you. Okay, so I posted a story and asked your thoughts about homeschooling. And so one girl said that if she was married, she would have loved to stay home and taught, but she just wasn't able to for life circumstances, which, again, that's not something I'd ever really thought about, but it makes a lot of sense, and it's very unfortunate that that's something that has to happen.
I think for most parents who wanted to be parents, that's the case.
Yeah. And, like, that's what even, like, Bryce's mom said, like, when they were doing everything online was, like, the students who excelled had a parent at home who was able to work with them and get them set up, but she's teaching grade 1, so it's hard to get a 6-year-old to hop on the computer, hop on Zoom and sit virtually when all our toys are there. Yeah. Like, yeah. So that was a bit difficult. One girl said homeschool teaches life skills and they're like more valuable because of independence and critical thinking. She said she went to public school but would homeschool her kids if she has them. But she would also ask them about it as well. Yeah. And then one girl said she went to public school and hated every minute of it, but that there seemed to be a stigma around homeschooling then, and there very much was.
I think there's still, I think the stigma comes from the fact that there are some weird ass homeschool kids out there.
The stereotypes are true.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like I did sports for a group of homeschool kids, like at this facility and stuff. And so it's part coordinated by their homeschooling, whatever, right? And the kids, man, trying to get them to interact with each other.
Yeah.
Oh, it was like pulling teeth. I was like, oh my God, just play the game. Just be kids.
Yeah, literally. And so like you are able now to socialize. Like there are homeschool outings, and we struggled a little bit with the homeschool outings because a lot of the homeschool people that we were hanging out with at the outings were weird.
Yeah.
And so we were like, no, we're the cool homeschool kids. But I think every homeschool kid thinks that.
No.
And so that's what one girl said. She's like, homeschool stereotype equals unsocialized kids. So much options to learn in different environments, which is very, very true.
Yeah. And
so like one girl, she was homeschooled and public school. She was the same grade as Sheraton. So she kind of did like the whole COVID thing. She said she preferred homeschooling. She thinks it's way better because she was able to grow academically and personally more being homeschooled than at public school. She appreciated that you can move on your own pace and there's many ways to be taught how to do things versus in public school, teachers can only teach one way. There's no competition or judgment at your own home, which was awesome. And she said if she could go back, she would be homeschooled way earlier. And there's just so much more time to ride her horses and play with her dogs.
Yeah.
So, and that was the same kind of thing. One girl who we were friends with, she said she had a hot take on this, but I didn't think it was a hot take because I agreed with it. So maybe it is a hot take and we just have hot takes. She said, I think homeschooling is the way to go. Personally, the public school didn't really prepare me for life in any regard. Her mom taught her and her 3 brothers until grade 8 or 9, and then they went to public school for the diplomas. I feel like you can learn the basics from home when we are young and enroll in courses such as finances, copywriting, affiliate marketing, etc. when we reach high school age. Unless you know you would like to go to university or college to pursue a career, then you'll have to go to high school for their diplomas regardless. Personally, I think one day when I do have kids, I'll homeschool them and teach them all the basic things all high schoolers ask about, like how to file taxes, how to budget, how to buy a home, how to properly make a resume, how to start a business, so that she could set them up better for future financially and prepare them for life. And I completely agree with that. We've kind of like, we have the COM class, which is career and life management in grade 10, but I don't think we're mature enough in grade 10 to really appreciate and learn what we need to learn.
And most people do COM to get it out of the way.
Exactly.
Like I did it the summer before I even started high school.
Same.
And so,
yeah.
Do I remember anything from it? No.
I don't remember. Like there was nothing in it that was like interesting. Like it didn't focus on like how to file taxes, how to budget, how to do all those things, which is kind of upsetting.
And one thing, you don't learn it in high school. But in my experience, I don't feel stunted by that just because I had parents who did teach me those things outside of school too.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm not like, I know nothing. I'm like, my knowledge is minimal.
Yeah.
But I know someone who does know and will very quickly tell me about it. Right.
Yeah.
If I wanted to know, I asked questions. And so not everyone has that too, especially if their parents don't know.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. Or don't have the time or willingness to teach them. And that. Like, yeah, in our high school, we had like a foods class, but everyone just used that as a chance to kind of joke around. Like, it wasn't serious. It wasn't taken seriously at all. No. Because our foods teacher sucked.
See, my foods experience is very different.
Yeah.
I ended up being a TA for foods.
Yeah.
And so, and then with our foods, we had like school trips and stuff with the foods class. That was,
oh, wow.
They kind of, it's do like a history and foods mix. And so 2 of my school trips that I went on